Hi friends, a very good evening to one and all present there. So I hope you all are doing great. So yes, the phase 1 examination of RBI Grade B 2019 is finally done, right? So we are going to wait for phase 2 now, and in this regard we're going to have a session regarding how do we need to prepare for phase 2, right? So guys, quickly as usual, I would need a go ahead from you guys in this comment section, right? So please do let me know if you're able to hear me properly, if the screen is visible to you guys, everything perfect. Good evening, Mohammed. Good evening, Aishwarya. I can see people joining. Hi, Jilapali. Hi, Praveen. Hi, Nirmal. Hi, Manish. Hi, Mirinmoi. Hi, Shri Vishnu Charan. So, hi, Ramakat. So, I can see most of you joining in. Hi, Venkat. Hi, Arijit Paul. So we'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes so that all of your friends can join in, right? Just give me 1 or 2 minutes, guys. Hi, Ashi. Hi. We will be starting in a while. Just 2 minutes of your time would be required. Hi, Usha. So I can see that you have given me a cue that everything is fine, right? So hi, all the best. Okay. Hi, Rohit. Hi, Mahesh. Hi, Nitin. Hi, Ashraf. Hi, Ravi Teja. Hi, Anusha. So, hi Somesh, I'm really sorry if I've missed any one of yours name. Hi Mrigank, hi Prashant Pal, Vikas Sinha, Pradeep Bishnoi, hi Aniket, hi Nitin, hi Suketu, hi Diksha, hi Ratnesh, hi Ashraf, okay, hi Radhika, and hi Anshul. I'm really sorry if I just missed your names, right? Just 1 or 2 minutes more and we'll start. Hi Aditi. So guys, I know you all must be tensed regarding your phase 1 results, right? So just do not worry much about it. We had come out with an overall analysis of the phase 1 examination for RBI Grade B 2019, right? So just watch that particular video, okay? And in that video, we have given you an estimate, an idea, approximately, how many marks it is expected, the cutoff. So just see if you're getting, 90s, the second part, like 95 and above or something. Just start your preparation. Please do not get demotivated. We have very less time with us, right? So we need to make the most out of it, and that can be done only when we are at peace and we concentrate upon this strategy for the next 20 days, right? So I'll be starting in a minute, guys. Thank you for being patient. Okay, so hi all of you. Hi. Okay guys, so first, before I begin, I'll just let you know that in case if any of your validities has been expired, do not panic. Please drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in. Our support team will definitely get back to you, and we will extend the validity up till 31st December 2019. So please do not panic. Drop us a mail. We are taking care of the issue. Okay. Okay, so I can see that Jellypella, one of the student, has written that please share the strategy for those who are preparing from your PDFs but not from books. Okay, see, it's an overall strategy. You will get to understand that. Okay, so what I'll do is in 1 minute, I'll just begin. Okay, so yes, we are done with phase 1 on 9th of November 2019. Phase 2, 1st of December 2019. Approximately, if you take today's day, 20 days to go. Okay, guys, now quickly we'll begin. So first thing, what we will do, we will see what are the components that are there in phase 2. Okay, I have split the components such that you can see on your screens. You have ESI static part, right? You have ESI current affairs part. There is finance static part, there is finance current affairs part, there is management, right? And there is descriptive English. So we know there are 3 papers, right? Each paper is for 100 marks, 90 minutes, right? We know the pattern very well, okay? And these are the components that can be derived out of that pattern, okay? Now we will see for each of these components, what is the importance of it, what is the weightage of it, and how do we need to proceed with it, okay? So now what happens is, as we go with the session, you need to keep a little bit of patience. Okay, I'll take your comments at the end of the session. For now, let us concentrate on how to take this road. Okay, how to start from now on. Right, guys? You all are with me. Let's begin now. So first of all, see here, this is a very rough split up. Now before I just start out and explain this tabular column that you can see on your screens, have this one thing very straight. Strategy is just a guiding path. It is not that it is going to be applicable exactly for you. No, you might be working, you might be, not doing anything but just preparing. So each one of you, the strategy is going to differ. Okay, so this is just a roadmap that I've laid for you guys. You can make the most out of it. Whatever points are feasible, take it. The points that are not feasible, improve upon it and modify it according to you. Right? So that should be very clear in your heads. Secondly, there are two categories of students. One who have already covered their syllabus, then I would say that just go ahead and start revising. For the second category, they would not have covered the syllabus, they would be somewhere in between, done bits and pieces. So they can follow this strategy, they can divide the number of days like this. I will not say that 100% of the syllabus can be covered, that is not practical when I say that, but yes, you can take a good chance if you take this as a roadmap and go ahead with your preparation. Okay, I hope I'm making myself clear. Okay, so begin with this. See this tabular column. So when we divide the coming days, let us just divide this based on the priority. Okay, so if you see ESI static, we will also go ahead and see a pie chart also, wherein we'll see the split up between the static and the current affairs portion. So if you see ESI static, only 2 days of your time is more than enough. Okay, and I'll tell you what are the topics also that you need to refer, and you can complete that within 2 days very comfortably. Okay, then come to ESI current affairs. See, I'll not split the general current affairs between ESI and finance. That is not going to be done. When I say general current affairs, it is going to be implicit that it includes ESI, it also includes finance. So if you take that component, 7 days would be more than enough. Okay, along with, as I told you, here you can see ESI current affairs along with FM current affairs, finance current affairs along with your ESI. It should be here ESI current affairs. I'm really sorry for this mistake. Okay, this one, fifth column of yours. Okay, row, sorry. Then come to management. Management, you can complete that in 4 days. Okay, 4 days are more than enough, but again, management is very important. We'll see the weightage and then you will understand its importance. Okay, last part is descriptive English. Practice every 4th day. So if you do it every 4th day, 5 sets you can easily practice. Okay, so when I say practice, write one essay, write one précis. Okay, so every 4th day you can sit and practice like you're writing in the examination. Okay, so in this way your descriptive English can be covered very effectively. Okay guys, next move on. What should be the frequency of the mock test? This is very important. Now, as I told you, many of you are again having this doubt whether I need to attempt every 2 days or whether I need to attempt twice a week, and etc. Okay, so I've just given you a rough timetable. Again, you can modify that based on your requirements. Okay, based on your situation, circumstances. So mock test 1 can be taken on 18th. Okay, 1 hour plus or 2 days above also can be done. Then mock test number 2, 21st of November. Mock test number 3, 23rd of November. Mock test number 4, 25th of November, and mock test number 5 you can do it 28th of November. So this is a rough idea that I'm giving you guys. Okay, and you can follow the same. Now coming to the pattern, let us talk about the ESI and the FM paper here guys. Okay, see, there are 1 markers, there are 2 markers. How many number of questions for 1 markers? Nearly 30 questions are asked. So 30 marks worth comes from 1 markers. 2 markers, if you see, totally 35 questions are asked. Okay, each question carries 2 marks, so total marks 70 out of 2 markers. So number of questions, if you see, they are 65. Okay, it is not 100 questions 100 marks, not like that. Okay, so those who are very new to this pattern understand this thing. Okay, next you can see the total marks 100, but the total number of questions how many? 65. Okay, move on. Now, let's start with each component that we saw in the beginning of this lecture. We will take each component, we will see its importance and what needs to be covered in the coming days. Okay. Before that, this particular split up should be there in your head. ESI static 2 days enough. ESI current affairs and finance current affairs 7 days are enough. Your finance static 7 days, management 4 days, and descriptive English every 4th day you need to practice. Okay. Fine. Now moving on to ESI. See, this is an analysis that we had done in the year 2018 for economics and social issues. So if you see, this is a split up between static and current affairs. For those who have been preparing for a long time, and even for the newbies, I would like to tell you that, or re-emphasize the fact that in ESI, current affairs has more weightage. More number of questions are asked from current affairs, right? So that is the area where we need to concentrate specifically. But apart from that, I would not appreciate, or it is not advisable that you leave the concept part. You can see on your screens that if you take only the concept part, okay, only the concept part, there are 19 questions there were there, and they were very easy, straight questions, okay. You can also go to our YouTube channel. There we have very clearly given you an analysis for ESI for the year 2018 and as well as for the year 2017. Okay, so you'll get a very good insight regarding the split up of the questions. I'm just giving you a cue here. Okay, so when I tell you about the current affairs part, you can see 34 questions out and out current affairs, and here you can see a category factual, basic knowledge, okay, wherein no concepts, just you need to memorize that particular fact, okay. So that is again included in your factual part. For example, if I say give me the full form of PPP, okay, so you do not need to know what is PPP, you just need to know the full form, okay. So that I would say again a very basic knowledge question, okay. So that I will put this in this category. Those kind of questions were also there in the paper, okay. It's not surprising, okay. So understand here regarding the split up of the number of questions. So immediately what we need to comprehend, I need to concentrate more on current affairs, but I cannot leave static part because they were very easy questions that were asked, and 19 questions were from there. 30% of the paper also matters, but we need to do selective study when it comes to ESI static. That's why I've given just 2 days for ESI static. I'll tell you what you need to do so that you can cover your ESI static very quickly. Okay, got it? Fine. Here in terms of marks, as I told you, it is not that 100 questions equal to 100 marks. That is not the case, okay. What is the case? The number of questions totally, there are 65, but the marks, it is 100, okay. So if you see initial slide or initial picture, we were having a look with regard to number of questions. Now let us have a look with regard to the marks. So 60 solid marks were from current affairs. So you can again gauge the importance of it. 16 marks, very basic factual question, okay. But again 24 marks are still asked from static. These are very simple concept based questions, okay. So these kind of questions also we are not supposed to miss, because again it's a competitive examination and we need to clear that, right? So let me just tell you in forward what we need to do. Fine. So now talking about ESI static, let me tell you there are very few chapters that you need to concentrate upon when you talk about ESI static, from which you get questions, okay. Measurement of growth and national income, you need to do this chapter, understand the concepts, based on that concepts you might get questions, okay. Human development, now you might ask me, every year there's a human development report that is brought out. In that report the rank of India changes, obviously, right? Then how will we call it static, or what is the thing that we need to cover in static? See, if you take HDI index and the other indices that are there in HDR, they have certain dimensions, okay, like multidimensional poverty index, okay, how many indicators are used, okay. So these kind of questions also there is a chance that you might get in the paper. So again that is the static portion that I'm referring to, and you need to do that for human development, okay. Moving forward, you have fiscal policy, you have monetary policy, okay. If you talk about monetary policy, you have quantitative tools and qualitative tools. The monetary policy tools, you need to be aware about it, the basic concept. If you're aware about the basic concept, when you're reading the current affairs for those basic concepts, okay, like for example, if RBI comes out with its bi-monthly policy review, you need to know what is repo rate, what is reverse repo rate, okay. There might be a mixture of that also in the paper, wherein you're getting a paragraph wherein they're testing your concept plus they're asking you the current value. Got it? So this is again very important. Keep that particular thing in mind. Then coming to the balance of payments chapter, this is again important, okay. Then comes employment generation. So here again only the concepts are important, like what are the types of unemployment that are there. They sometimes ask you very simple questions like disguised unemployment, frictional unemployment, very simple, okay, nothing much. Then poverty alleviation. Here again regarding committees there can be questions, okay. So we have also listed in our course the committees that were formed for poverty estimation. Then also the types of poverty, again there can be questions on that, okay. So understand all these things. I will address your doubts, okay, and it is better that you give me your doubts at the end so that I can read those, otherwise it will be scrolling up and I might miss your doubts, okay. So I will answer those doubts, like if there is sectional cutoff and everything. We will also see the previous year cutoffs, okay, so do not worry regarding that, okay. So there's some problem with my mic, just a second. Okay, so this is done. So let's move forward. Now talking about ESI current affairs. So this is so static part you have understood. These are the chapters you need to concentrate upon. Moving to the current affairs part of ESI. See, the other chapters that are mentioned in your syllabus, mostly the questions are going to be related to the current affairs linked with those chapters. Okay, for example, if there is any FDI limit that has been increased in a particular sector, then it comes under industrial and labor policy, but then again you should be updated with your current affairs. So that is why if you see a list that I have given you, all these chapters are important in terms of current affairs and schemes. So there is no use for you to sit back and waste your time in reading the static part for this. You can omit this and club this along with your current affairs preparation. Okay, I've clearly mentioned there as well, mainly concentrate on current affairs and schemes. Okay, so this is all about your ESI, very simple. Okay, do not think much about it. Okay, just understand the concepts and just go ahead with the current affairs. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Okay, so guys, is there any issue with my voice? Please do let me know. Is it breaking? Are you able to hear me properly, or should I adjust the setting? Just let me know if you're able to hear my voice properly so that I can continue with the session, guys. Just give me a comment in the chat section below so that I can continue with the session. Okay, fine. So it seems fine. Thank you so much. It's clear. Okay, fine. So we'll go ahead, right? Okay, thank you so much. Next, coming to the second section, that is current affairs. Okay, so till now we were having a look at the static part, ESI static part. Now let's move forward and go to the zone of current affairs. I'm not going to be splitting into ESI current affairs and finance current affairs. No, my point is keep your preparation common. Let me give you an example. We have monthly magazines that we offer to our students, right? In that monthly magazine, we have divided into sections like the news related to ESI, news related to finance, but it is not like you're going to separately study that. Immediately in one go you're going to be doing that. Okay, so that is why I've kept the general current affairs common preparation is needed for economics and social issues and finance. Let me also tell you in one point here. For example, inflation forms the basic. Okay, and there might be questions in asked in inflation both in ESI as well as in finance. Okay, so there I'm talking about that the line is not very strict. Okay, there can be blurring of it. Okay, now what should be covered in current affairs? This is a question which I've been reading in the chat section below. Okay, so first, the last 6 months current affairs need to be studied. Start from the last, that is November 2019, going backward till June 2019. You need to be very thorough in the last 6 months current affairs, but the priority should be given to the last 3 months. September, October, November. These 3 months you need to be very sure. Do not leave anything which is there in these 3 months. Okay, but there's other things that I need to mention here, like there are categories, government schemes, there are indices and reports, there are yearly rankings, there are committees, etc. These areas we cannot restrict them to the months. Okay, let me give you an example. If there is an index which is released in say December end, okay, last year, now for this examination that ranking is the latest ranking, right? So you cannot leave it just because it was released in December 2019, right? So the point here that I'm trying to stress is that you need to be sure that if there's any particular index, is there any government scheme that is important which is released in the previous months, and you need to cover it. Okay, do not restrict yourself that all the index or indices which is released only in these 3 months I'll cover. No, that is not the way to go about it. I hope you understand that. Okay, now okay, so let me just move forward and then I'll read your comments. Otherwise, I'll not be able to address to each one of you here. Next, what are the other components that you need to cover under current affairs? We have seen that the general current affairs need to be covered. Okay, it may be from the Hindu, the Live Mint, or PIB, and the monthly magazine that we prepare referring to these sources. Next, there is union budget. I'm really sorry I've mentioned this as interim. Okay, I'll change it later. Okay, so this shouldn't be interim. I'll do it now because I don't want you guys to be confused. Okay, so this is done right away. The correction is done here. Okay, so fine. So union budget 2019-20 you need to cover. Economic survey needs to be done. Government schemes need to be done. Okay, Yojana magazine you can refer to, the MCQs which we have framed on it. Very, very important. RBI notifications, circulars, and reports. This is really, really important, guys. You cannot miss that. It's a very important part of the finance current affairs. Okay, so do that. And then census 2011, SECC 2011, SRS bulletin or periodic labor force survey. These important reports need to be covered. These can be asked in your examination, right? So this is all about your current affairs. So in current affairs, just understand that you need to concentrate on the last 6 months, give more priority to the last 3 months, but there are certain sections like yearly rankings or committees which the latest before the examination need to be referred to. Okay, then the other components are clearly mentioned, and you cannot afford to leave RBI notifications, circulars, and reports. These are bound to come in the examination. Okay, now first, how to cover finance and management. Okay, so we are done with ESI static. We saw that how few chapters need to be completed first. Okay, and then for the rest of the chapters, you need to club the preparation with the current affairs. Automatically, it is going to be linked to the news items there. Next, we saw how do you need to cover current affairs part. Okay, both for your finance as well as economics and social issues. Now we come to how to cover finance and management, FM. You know, there's a third paper, 100 marks completely. Okay, 90 minutes would be given. First of all, let us see the split up between finance and management. You can see on your screens very clearly. So the components that are there under the FM paper, one is the management portion, completely static. Okay, so out of a total of 100, 44 to 46 marks comes from management. You can say nearly 50% of the paper is management. Okay, and it is very easy, guys. Okay, compared to the other portions, other components. So you need to make sure you're doing that. Then finance static, if you see, 37 to 38. Okay, so in finance also you can do division, right? It can be static portion of finance and it can be current affairs portion of finance. Okay, so static portion of finance 37 to 38 marks, and current affairs 17 to 18 marks. Okay, so these current affairs can be the general current affairs, and they can also be asked from what? From your RBI notification, circular, and report. Okay, and even if you talk about RBI notification, circular, report, I would advise you to give full concentration to the last 6 months specifically. Okay, and then if time permits, you can see other important reports that were released. Okay, but last 6 months RBI notification, circulars, and reports should be referred to. Okay, so total 100 marks. Understand the scheme here. Now let us break this finance and management into two, how to cover your management portion, how to cover your finance portion. Okay, let us start with management first. So as you see, just pinpoint this fact that out of a total of 100 marks, 44 to 46 comes from management. You can see this importance, and relatively your less efforts is required to complete management, to start with your management portion, so that you ensure at least your 44 to 46 marks. Okay, so here in management, approximately take 4 days for revision. Okay, so when you talk about the topics of management, here again I will give you some priority order in which you can follow this. Okay, here it is. You can see all the topics that are there under management on your screens. So the first section that you see, motivation, leadership, general management, HRD, these are very, very important topics. This is group 1 priority topics. Okay, take 3 days, revise them, solve MCQs completely. Okay, then comes the next group on your screen. Okay, it is communication and corporate governance. You need to prepare that, give it less priority. Okay, group 2, the last priority needs to be given to the fringe topics that we are providing. Now what are these fringe topics? See, in the examination, based on the previous year papers, we have seen that there are some questions that are asked. These questions do not fall in the topics that are given as syllabus by RBI. Here and there you can see, these are those topics that are not explicitly mentioned, but yes, these are important. Okay, so based on that, we have done an analysis and research, and we have brought some fringe topics there. So again, that needs to be given the least priority. So your group 2 and group 3 can be combined, and within 1 day you need to just complete that, revise that, and just go ahead. Okay, so 3 days there in group 1 and 1 day. If you have already completed, then you can divide the time based on your requirements or whichever is left based on your study plan. Okay, so fine. Now let's move forward. So we have discussed how we need to complete the management portion. Okay, Now, moving to your finance part, okay? Finance part, again, 7 days. See friends, here it is not that we are saying you can complete the entire portion in 7 days. That's really not practical. But yes, if you have been doing things in patches, or you have been studying, you can, fast track it, you can revise it, you can at least stretch and complete this particular component in 7 days based on whatever feedback or a roadmap that we are giving you, okay? So let's begin here. First, you can see here that we are talking about those chapters which are from which only theory based questions are going to be asked, okay? So you can see the title itself, only theory based chapters, okay? Now, in this also there is a demarcation. You can see 3 kinds of colors that we have used. One is green, one is red, and one is blue. So when I say the red colored topics or chapters, so these topics do not, it is enough if you start reading the current affairs for these topics, okay? The basics of these topics would already have been covered in your ESI part. For example, if you see fiscal policy, it is already covered. Inflation basic, there also it has been explained properly, okay? So alternate sources of finance, changing landscape in banking sector, budget, GST, inflation, all these chapters, what you require is just the understanding of your current affairs, what is happening in current, okay? Now, for example, GST, they'll never ask you any technical question related to that, subject related question. They will ask you the recent developments that GST Council is doing, okay? So all these things keep in mind. See guys, these points are very small, but these are very relevant because right now we have paucity of time. The time is less and we have so much to do, okay? So we need to make sure that the time we are investing in is at the right place, okay, to get the maximum output out of it, okay? Next, you can see the topics which are mentioned in the green color part: corporate governance in banking sector, financial inclusion, disinvestment, PPP and e-governance, banking system in India, and FIs, okay? Now here if you see again, for these topics you need to take a middle path wherein you just need to know the very basic knowledge about it, okay? Where I would say that do not go deep into these topics, but just have an overall idea, okay? So that would help you, and then develop your knowledge on the current affairs. This is how you need to take it forward, okay? Not apart from that, you don't need to do a research on a topic and obtain a PhD. No, very easy topics, just go through it once, just link it to the current affairs. That will do the work for you, okay? Now if you talk about functions of RBI, now this is a bit confusing. See, functions of RBI, what they will do is they will test both the things. Concept also can be tested, your knowledge or your updations with regard to the current affairs also can be tested. Just one example, if you talk about the monetary policy, okay, so managing it is again under the prerogative of RBI, right? So they can test you on the concepts of monetary policy, plus they can ask you updates regarding the recent rates that the RBI has set, okay? So again, these things are more or less linked to even your ESI portion, so you can see a little bit of overlap is also seen here, okay? So again, do not spend much time in these 3 days. Try to have a very fair idea about the concepts and then link your study or your preparation with the current affairs, okay? So this is how you need to go. Next, if you see, out of these chapters, we expect 30 marks to be asked, okay? So totally if you see, finance is nearly 56 marks out of 100. Out of that 54 marks, 30 marks from these chapters. So you can see these are, potential chapters. You need to make sure you're doing these, okay? Fine. Next, moving forward, you have these chapters from where numerical plus theory based questions can be asked. Now see, the logic behind these chapters is such that without understanding the numerical part, you will not understand the theory. So you have to understand the, numericals that are given under these chapters, and then the question need not be necessarily from the numerical part. Okay, so this is something which you will understand once you go through these chapters. Like ratios, okay, if you don't know the formulae there, you will not be able to appreciate what is ratio, you will not be able to understand what it is, okay? And if there is a question asked, a concept based question asked on ratio, you will not be able to answer that, okay? So in short, you need to know the numericals, you need to know the tricks there, and then you need to even concentrate on theory for these chapters that you can see on your screens. Now from this, nearly 20 marks would be asked, okay? So first priority, the theory based chapters should be given to, okay? And the next priority that you need to give is to your numerical plus theory based chapters, okay? So from here, 20 marks would be asked. Moving forward, guys, probable chapters for numericals. From these chapters, nearly 5 to 10 marks would be asked. These are out and out chapters for numericals: income statement and balance sheet, equities, derivatives, ratios, time value of money, bonds. Now, there is a question that most of you ask whether calculators would be allowed. Most probably calculators are not allowed. So what does that mean? That the numericals are going to be a very easy level. Okay, they're not going to ask a numerical which requires you to do extensive calculations, because they're not allowing you calculators. So understand that basic fact. Okay, so again, we need to concentrate in with regard to finance. I would say the static part is important, but these days the weightage of current affairs is also going up, so we should concentrate on current affairs as well. Management is out and out static, not an issue at all. Your 46 or 44 marks can be secured if you spend good energy in doing those chapters that I showed you on your screens. You can see them here again. Okay, so these chapters, right? So with this, we have understood how do we need to go about with finance and management. Okay, so guys, this last section, if you see, if you really don't have time, if you haven't done these chapters yet, don't do this even for phase 2. There is no point in taking these chapters up now in case you have left them for later, for a later revision or a later completion. Okay, cash flow, break even, cost of capital, capital budgeting techniques, capital structure theories, mutual funds, leave them right now. If you do not have time, you can ignore these chapters. Okay, now let us move on to descriptive English, guys. See, descriptive English, just always have this one point, that while you're preparing for finance, while you're preparing for ESI, automatically there are so many points that are unknowingly collecting for the essay writing part. Okay, but where is the problem? The structuring can be a problem. Secondly, the speed can be a problem, or structuring your thoughts and putting them down into few number of words can be a problem. These things can be addressed with practice. So as I told you, every 4th day you need to practice one set that would contain one essay writing, that would contain pre-essay writing, that would contain reading comprehension, right? We also have an evaluation course that we have launched, so in case you are really skeptical about your English part, you can still join that, right? So that's one thing. Here, if you see the components in descriptive English, see, in the past few years, questions have been asked under 3 areas. One is your essay writing, pre-essay writing, and reading comprehension. Letter and report, we haven't got any questions in the previous years. Okay, so but still, they can be a probability. So have a rough idea regarding letter writing and report writing. But yes, essay, pre-essay, RCs for sure. Now, this time and again I've repeated, there's a specific session also that I've taken, that how to prepare for descriptive English, that also you can watch. Is available on EduTap's YouTube channel. I'll just repeat one section of that there are 2 major areas when you talk about descriptive English. Okay, one is your content part. What do you need to write? How do you need to write is the format part. Okay, format part is very easy, complete it in one go. It's a one-time work. If I know that pre-essay has A, B, C, D rules, that is going to be the same for every year. Okay, I do not need to update myself, okay, unless and until there's a very big change or something, right? So that is how pre-essay writing is done. Okay, letter writing, if I know I'm addressing someone from 2 subject, I know this is like that. Okay, what changes? Content changes. Based on what? Based on the topic. Okay, understood that part. So format, it will just take you 2 hours or 2.5 hours to just understand everything and just lock it in your mind. Okay, but content part is a continuous process. Okay, and how is this taking place? You're unknowingly reading a lot of things. You're reading ESI, you're reading current affairs. Okay, you're reading so many notifications, circulars. Okay, and so you have so much of data stored, you have concepts stored in your head. So all these things can easily be implemented on your paper. Okay, so let's see how to prepare the content areas. So content areas I'm taking and dividing into 2. One is your static part, one is your current affairs part. Static, basic concepts, defining something. If you have an essay, say on UBI, Universal Basic Income, okay, so you need to know what is UBI. You need to have clarity about that. Only then you'll be able to write that essay. Okay, so for having a clarity on the topic, your concept knowledge works. Okay, so there again, unknowingly you are doing ESI static and finance static management, you're practicing, right? Now, current affairs part, the current happenings, you're updating yourself in each of the field, plus any report would have good numbers for you. Okay, like you can use literacy rate numbers from census, okay, to quote if there's a question related to literacy in India. Okay, schemes are there. For example, there can be question out and out on scheme. There can be what are the measures that the government is taking. Okay, so if you know 2 to 3 schemes are there under that particular sector, you can easily mention those schemes and 1 or 2 lines about it. Okay, and how it has been faring. Okay, it has been faring well or not. Okay, so guys, these important things should be known by you. So this is all about descriptive English. They are testing how much you know and how can, they're not testing how much you know, sorry, they are just testing how can you express yourself, how can you put that whatever knowledge you have in the limited number of words that you're asked to. For that, practice is important. Okay, now let me just say overall, okay, overall, how do you need to cover each component? See, first, study the rules for essay writing, study the rules for reading comprehension, study the rules for essay writing, how do you need to structure the essay, okay, report writing, letter writing, have a very good hold on the overall structure, the rules. Once you're done with that, as I told you, it's a one-time process. How do you need to write, okay? Then fodder for essay writing already in progress. You get points from static portion, current affairs portion. EduTap has also provided you fodder material, probable essay. Everything is provided in the course. You can have a look at that. Then implement these 2 things by practicing. If you don't practice, it's not going to be helpful for you guys. Okay, for those who are really good at it, previously practice, you can skip it. But for those who are hesitant, your hesitation will be removed only when you write, only when you practice. Okay, that is important. Fine, and please do practice using your computer keyboard. Okay, avoid, if you have PC, it's very good. Laptop also can be an option, but if PC is there, great, because that's how you're going to write in the examination hall. Please do not write on a piece of paper and practice. That's not going to help you. Okay, because there you're going to type, and typing speed matters a lot. Please have it from me. Okay. Now guys, before we move towards the end of this session, okay, I would just like to give you a hint regarding the cutoff. See, previous year cutoffs you should know. Okay, you should have an idea how is the cutoff changing, and based on that, obviously the competition level is increasing, so many other factors. So what we have done is, this is a tabular column here. You can see here that the aggregate cutoff marks in paper 1, 2 and 3, that means your descriptive English, your ESI and finance management taken together. So as I told you, each paper is for 100 marks, so totally how much? 300 marks. Okay, in written examination for shortlisting the candidates for interview, so out of 300 marks here, so you can see 16, 17, 18 with the categories. Let us talk about the general category. In the year 2016, it was 176.75 out of 300. It has been increasing. Okay, now why it has been increasing? There are various factors. The difficulty level of the paper has been decreasing. Okay, because initially numericals were there on the higher side, so again the cutoffs were less. Secondly, competition is increasing, more number of applicants coming forward. Okay, and also you can say the preparation level of the students has increased. That has also brought a change in the cutoff. Okay, so 2017, if you see, 196.75, very good jump, 176.75, 196.75, you can see that, right? Then in the year 2018, 201.25. Okay, so though there is not much of a jump from 17 to 18, but still you can see it's on the rise. So I would just say that, have a rough idea, out of 300 you need to touch this. There was a comment I read here. Okay, I was able to see that a student asked whether there is sectional cutoff. There is no sectional cutoff. Okay, like they would not say that you need to get such a so and so marks in ESI or FM or descriptive English. For NABARD, you have sectional cutoff in paper 2. Okay, there is minimum scoring marks cutoff for descriptive English and ESI and ARD paper, but for here it is not mentioned like that. You can see how they bring out the cutoffs here. Okay, understood that? Fine. So guys, this is all about, or this is what I had to say. I can see that people are asking question. Okay, so let's take up those questions. Okay, so yes, before that, let me just tell you that there are 2 courses for Phase 2 2019 RBI Grade B that EduTap is offering. One is the full video course and one is the non-video course for Phase 2. We are running a 50% off right now. You can use the coupon code RBI50 to avail the same. Right guys? Okay, so yes, tell me friends, I can just take up the questions for maybe 5-10 minutes out there. Okay, so I can see that Rajkumar, let me see, let me try and take the questions. So Rajkumar is asking phase 1 section cutoff. So Rajkumar, right now I would advise you to go and watch the overall analysis that we had taken. Okay, please go and see that analysis. Right now I'm just taking the questions for phase 2. Okay. Suketa is asking expected date of result. See, we are expecting the result in the coming week itself. By Sunday, by the end of week, the result is bound to come, because you have your phase 2 on December 1, right? So it's not going to be delayed. Within this week you will have your result out. Okay, within this week. Nayan Moni Das is asking about SEBI Grade A 2019. It will be out. We are expecting the notification to be out in December. Okay, so please tighten your belts. Aditi is asking, are EduTap's documents on Union Budget and Economic Survey enough, and is there any negative marking? So first question I'll answer, Aditi, that yes, the documents are quite comprehensive and we have prepared taking into account the need of the examination. So all the points have been covered when you talk about Union Budget and Economic Survey. Second question of yours is, there's negative marking. Yes, there is negative marking. 1/4 of the marks allocated to a particular question gets deducted. Okay. Shikha Pandey is asking, which are the main probable topics for essay this year? Shikha, we have included the probable topics in the course that we have provided. There are nearly 45 topics and even more that we have included in the course. We are also providing you the fodder material. So I cannot say there are 1 or 2 topics, but yes, there are good number of topics, like, the most prevalent one that is right now coming into my mind is maybe the $5 trillion economy. Okay, how can India achieve that? Okay, and there's this Ayushman Bharat scheme that is very popular. You can get a question on that as well. Okay, you can get a question on the mergers of the public sector banks in India. That can be a probable topic. Okay, and maybe the transfer of 1.76 lakh crore of amount that the RBI has given to government. Based on that, it can be a question. Plus, they can be very simple questions also, because in NABARD we had seen this year that as simple as the very simple general topic questions were asked. That can also be there in the RBI paper. Okay. AK Nash, is there any negative marking? Yes, there is. As I told you, whatever mark is awarded, 1/4 of that particular number of the marks that is awarded to a question gets deducted. If it is 1 mark, 0.25 is going to be subtracted. Okay. Kritika Bhatt is asking, do we need to prepare November month current affairs? Yes, Kritika, you need to prepare November month current affairs. In fact, you need to give importance to it. Okay. Phase 1 cutoff. Piyush, see, as we had predicted in the previous video that we had taken, overall analysis, anywhere between 110 plus or minus 5. That's what we are predicting. Why it is not very high? Because the reasoning section was found to be tough. But why it is not very low? Because the general awareness section people have done really well based on the feedback that we have received. And the quant section also was easy for many students. Okay, so that's again a reason, probable reason for it. Mukesh is asking, if you allow MCQ for finance and management for those who exhausted 2 attempts, it will be very helpful in revising topics. Okay, Mukesh, let me just have a thought regarding the query that you have raised. I would request you to please drop a mail. Just drop it to riti@edutap.co.in. Let me just have a look at it. riti@edutap.co.in. Let me just have a look at your request and see what the needful that we can do. Okay. Jilapali is asking, will there be the word limit pointer viewer in the exam for word limit count? Yes, there is going to, you will be able to see the number of words there. There is a counter that is going to be there. Okay, so that will be there. Okay. Shubham is asking, after interview they increase the overall cutoff. So we need to 20 more than out of 300 cutoff. Shubham, I'm really sorry. Can you be a little clear with the question? Banana Mango, okay, nice name. So the question is, what about SEBI notification? As I told you, it is expected in the month of December. Okay. Sankalp Srivastava, those topics would be uploaded by 15th of November. Okay, we are trying our best to come out with those topics by 15th of November, fringe topics. Okay, do not worry, it will be there. Okay, expected date of result I have taken. Okay. Risk management, see, obviously risk management is an important topic, but again, as I told you, you don't need to cover it from line to line, like, from start to end. That is not required. Okay, so whenever you're studying that topic, you can link it to maybe the current situation, what is the Basel norms and how it is, all these things. Okay, and how they help in managing risk. These kind of information you need to note down. Okay, that's very important. Okay, guys. Okay. Okay, so Durga Prasad is saying that is nervous for phase two. So please do not be nervous. The only thing we can do is do our job. Okay, so very frankly saying, so just do your work and leave everything aside. Okay, it's going to turn out well. Ankit Mishra is asking, are government schemes document of EduTap enough? Yes, they are enough, Ankit. Phase 2 mock tests are provided along with our course. Okay, so there is a course where ESI and FM mock test would be there, full length mock test in the course that we have provided, both for video and non-video course. Okay. Dharamveer Gupta is asking, there are lots of RBI circulars in last 5 to 6 months. Can we get all the important RBI circulars in a single place, or we should read it from RBI site only? See, Dharamveer, if you are our student, then we have placed all the notifications, circulars and reports in one place under the FM current affairs portion. But if you are not, then you need to probably visit the RBI website. There are columns regarding reports, circulars. Go and please refer that website. You'll be able to get that in one place. Okay. The validity of the course is up to 31st of December 2019. In case it has expired, for those who have already taken our course, please immediately drop a mail to hello@edutap.co.in. We'll help you out, guys. Regarding how many months of ESI and FM current affairs are required, as I told you, if you have watched this lecture, last 6 months is important. Give priority, or make sure you're doing the last 3 months very well, and then continue for the next 3 months that I've told you. Rohit Mishra, I would just kindly request you to drop a mail, okay, because you're asking me specific questions regarding to numericals. So I have done numericals, Rohit. So please do drop us a mail to hello@edutap.co.in, and we will answer your question, right? Monthly current affairs magazine of EduTap is sufficient. Finance current affairs also 6 months. Yes, Nishant, finance current affairs also last 6 months. For Akshat Sinha, for English, there is a separate evaluation course. You can go and have a look at the website that we have provided. See, GA section, I would not say that out and out there are going to be questions from it. 1 or 2 questions may be sounding exclusively GA questions. Apart from that, it's not going to be there. Your videos course on RBI is useful for SEBI. Rajkumar, obviously it is going to be useful, but apart from that, there is other component also, securities market. So that again is covered only in the SEBI course that we offer. Mrinal Kanwar, regarding the number of words in the essay, it would be mentioned in the question itself. It can be 200, it can be 250, 500, depending upon the question. In NABARD this year, there was a surprise 150 words were asked. Okay, so again, you can see the unpredictability that is there. So 250 words, usually it can go up to 500. Okay. Livestock census, Aditi, I don't think it's going to be important for your ESI and FM there. Okay guys, I think most probably the questions that you have been asking, most of them, if you read the session or hear you okay, I can see that Shikha is asking, can we send essay to you for evaluation? Okay, so Shikha, you can send in essays if you are a member of the descriptive course of English with evaluation that we have launched. For other kind of a course that is there as part of our already existing courses, you can just access the practice test for yourself, and there are videos explaining how to attempt English. Okay. No problem, Rohit. I do understand, and I'm not offended by whatever question you have asked. The thing is, we would directly connect you to the finance faculty. That's the reason I have asked you to, drop a mail to hello@edutap.co.in. We'll get you connected to the finance faculty so that the other doubts also that you have are immediately cleared. Okay. So that's the reason I've given that comment here. Okay. Ashraf, okay, BAM, full 3 months GA need to be covered. Please reply. Full 3 months GA, as I told you, Ashraf, if you have seen the session, the last 6 months are important, but the last 3 months, immediate 3 months, okay, September, October, November, highly important, okay. Okay, guys, so let's see about joining the English course after phase 1. As of now, it's really not easy for me to tell right now. Okay, GA capsules are for FM and ESI is enough. Durga, the magazines that we provide for ESI and FM are more than enough. Okay, and Rajkumar, you can go to our website. Okay, and even in the description box of this video you will find the link from where you can purchase the course. Okay, okay, fine. Jilapali, you can refer the documents that you are mentioning. There is no problem with that. Make sure you refer them keeping the orientation of the examination. That is very important. Okay. Sports personalities, Vishal, are not asked in phase 2, but yes, for example, if you see Geeta Gopinath, okay, associated with IMF, again, this appointment is related to the economy part. So that can be a question in your paper, okay. But for example, if someone is winning a gold medal in some event, that is not going to be asked in ESI and FM, okay. So context is important. The news context is always of prime importance, right? Yes, Shubham Chintalwad, for November, we will be updating the current affairs. Okay. Piyush Mahalinge, you're getting 98, Piyush. I would still ask you to prepare for phase 2. Please, okay? Because see, whenever we are preparing, just for those 5 or 6 days, shut everything from your mind and just prepare. Let the result come. Okay? GDP predictions are important, banana mango, so that is important. Try doing that. Okay. Manish, I would advise you to prepare. Okay, please do prepare. Start preparing. The results would be out within this week. Free notes, we do not provide any free notes, Lakshya. Maybe you can just have a look at the maybe the demo lectures that we have on our course or portal. Okay, so that is the way you can access it. Tirthankar, regarding the phase 2 mocks, we have uploaded the schedule today. You can go and check your course. The first mock test would be live on 18th of November, and after that 21st, 23rd, 25th and 28th. Okay, so we have given the schedule there. You can go and access that in the course as well. GSK Prabhu is asking, the questions asked in ESI, are they like para based or straightforward? If they are 1 mark questions, then they are straightforward questions. But if they are 2 markers, they are para based. Again, para is not going to be tough. They're just going to give you some introduction in that paragraph, and sometimes the questions can be solved even without reading the paragraph. There are cases like that, okay? And sometimes fill in the blanks based questions are also there, okay? A big paragraph is given and then they give you 4 to 5 or 3 to 4 blanks in that paragraph. So these are various variations that you can see in your examination. Okay. Keshav Thakur, please go ahead with your preparation. I would still say do not get disheartened. Wait for 5 to 6 days. In these 5 to 6 days, just try doing the maximum you can. Okay. You're welcome, Ashraf. Resurrected soul, important ministries for schemes. See, health, education, skill development, agriculture, and because agriculture also sometimes they're asking now. Okay, so you cannot leave that, because see the chapters itself, if you see, employment generation, poverty alleviation, health, education. So these four chapters, so definitely you cannot skip. So the ministries related to these four areas, definitely go and do that. Okay. Thank you, Messi, for your comment. You're welcome. You're most welcome. Durga, please drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in. Tirthankar, see, do not worry about the schemes. Okay, whenever you're reading a particular scheme, there are very few dimensions you need to concentrate. Okay, so those dimensions, if you cover a single scheme, can be covered very easily. Okay, the year, the ministry, the benefits that it is providing, the eligibility criteria, the phases, the deadlines. Okay, so do not worry about the unpredictability level. The first thing is the latest schemes are very important, no doubt. Okay, and important areas you need to cover. Like for example, in health, if you see, if there is any prominent scheme there, like Ayushman Bharat, okay, or any other insurance based scheme, then the questions can be from there. You cannot skip that. Okay. Soumya Sharma, can you repeat your question? I'm not able to spot your question there. Anshul Sharma, EduTap has prepared the answer key and it is already there on YouTube and Telegram. We had done the session on the very same day, on Saturday itself. Okay, for both morning session and afternoon session. Saili, okay, there's no sectional cutoff for phase 2. Do not worry regarding that. Vishal Singla, 5 MCQs a day series. We will try coming out with a session with series. We are going to be starting YouTube lectures very shortly, maybe from Wednesday onwards. Okay guys, now I think I need to take your leave. It's already, the time is up. We can also figure out a Q&A session in the coming days. Do not worry. I would like to wish you all the best, okay, for your examination. Please work hard and do not worry much. That is the first thing that I would like to tell you before even working hard, because see, worry is not going to lead to anything. Trust me on this. Okay, you'll be worrying and you'll waste your time. Do not do that. And please do keep two important things in your mind for your life. First thing is, whatever happens for a reason. You might not be able to understand the reason right now, but you will sooner or later. So do not worry guys. Okay, second thing, examination is just part of your life. Do not make it your life. Understand this thing very, very clearly right away. Okay guys, thank you so much guys for joining in. It was a pleasure having you all here, and sleep tight and take care. Any queries, drop us a mail, hello@edutap.co.in. You can also visit our website www.edutap.co.in. You can give us a call on 814-620-7241. Till then friends, thank you so much for joining, and please take care of yourself. Happy learning.